what would be the effect on Nigerians?
Most definitely, what will be the effect on Nigerians? When we talk of Nigerians, we talk about business owners, we talk about electricity consumers, people, let's say a whole lot of Nigerians who make use of electricity.
All Nigerians.
All Nigerians.
How would you see any Nigerian that does not need power?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Because power is very essential.
Very, very important. Very important. So this lovely morning, we'll be talking about electricity sector has been long plagued by a myriads of challenges ranging from insufficient power generation to unreliable transmission and distribution networks. In a recent development aimed at addressing the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission (NERC) a significant increase in electricity tariff for of consumers last year. On April 3rd, 2024, it was announced that the regulator had approved an increase in electricity tariff from 68 naira per kilowatt to 225 naira per kilowatt for customers on Band A category. This has been further reviewed downwards to 206 naira point zero 0.08 kobo per kilowatt. According to reports, the Band A category represents circa 15% of electricity consumers in the country, but accounts for 40% of the nation's total electricity consumption. And given that liquidity has been one of the critical challenges of the past, one would wonder if the hike in electricity rate is the long-awaited solution to the multifaceted challenges that have plagued the Nigerian power sector for decades, or will it simply add to the existing burdens faced by Nigerian households and businesses? Here comes another increment on the electricity tariff. It's a current call for all stakeholders. Let's see what can be a solution to the issue at hand.
And the school of thought posited that the recent electricity tariff hike was a necessary measure to address the financial sustainability of the power sector. The government had in the past faced mounting pressure to reduce the burden of subsidies, which have become increasingly unsustainable. The tariff increase is intended to align consumer prices with the actual cost of electricity supply, the strain in the government finances and creating a more conducive environment for private investments in the sector. Although the National Electricity Regulatory Commission (NEC) cited several efforts that necessitated the tariff hike, including the rising cost of gas for power generation as well as the devaluation of the Nigerian naira. The tariff increase serves as a means to reduce the government subsidy burden, which has become increasingly unsustainable. By shifting a larger portion of the cost of consumers or to consumers, the government aims to free up resources for other critical development priorities. So, looking at this morning, at this time,
you understand? Is it a right step in the right direction? Looking at the increase proposed, it's actually been proposed.
It's proposed,
you
yes.
understand? So it's still a proposal. But is this proposal a right step in the right direction? The proposed plan to increase and to increase electricity tariff, what would be the effect on Nigerians? 08034379453 and 081503202226. We open the phone lines for you, our parliamentarians, to be part of this course this lovely morning. And in the course of this conversation, we hope to be joined by a resource person to shed more light on what we are talking about this lovely Tuesday morning.
I want to join this morning. You have the privilege to watch us live on our YouTube page and also on our Facebook page at Ogun Radio Abeokuta, where you can also drop your comments. You can also drop your observations. And as you share to your loved ones all across the nations of the earth to be part of the program.
Okay, once again, the phone lines 08034379453 and 0815 The proposed increase in the electricity tariff, is it a welcome development? What is your take on this proposal? 08034379453. Then, Emmanuel, you could recall that last year we experienced different grid collapses, at least maybe about 12
times the whole of 2024.
You understand? So not really bothered very early this year when the flashes actually came. PRC was quick to come out to say that the TCN, said a partial something and that's been restored.
We have our first caller this morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Glad
Good morning,
to have you, sir.
Alagba.
Yeah,
Thank
very
you
good.
very much. Mhm.
I think it's a welcome development. Let me ask you, let me know from you, sir. I think we are the one that supplies, I think the Nigerians are the one that supplies the neighboring countries like Cotonou and so on and so forth. Is it true?
Well, it's just an opinion from you, then it's yet to be fact checked, so that we'll not give our listeners an information that is not confirmed.
Well, all right, let me do that to contribute. So, okay.
So, to you, is it a welcome development, Alagba?
It is a welcome development.
A
I said that.
unwelcomed or a welcome?
Yes, it is
Unwelcome
Unwelcomed
development.
development. Okay, so the development is not welcome. Okay, 0803-437-9453 and 0815-032-0226. It's morning flight on OGBC 90.5 FM. Very shortly, we hope to be joined by our resource person this lovely morning, but you can also be part of the conversation by dialing 09453. The proposed plan electricity tariff, what will be the effects on Nigerians? Now, last year, Nigerians were still grappling with this issue of fuel subsidy, back and forth from maybe 500, 700, 900, 1,000, 1,100 in some areas, 1,002, 1,003. But later last year, around December, it came down to around 970, 950, 960, and in some areas they're selling for maybe 940. That is the least. The least maybe for now is the least you can get for now is maybe 935 in your area, depending on the filling station. But for now, we are moving from this electricity now, from this petrol electricity this time around that, okay, there is plans to increase the tariff again. What will be the effect of on Nigerians? And then is that really going to be a guarantee that it's going to be 24-hour supply of this power eventually when the tariff is increased?
Even before the proposal for the tariff hike, how can the people raise the electricity supply areas? How do they enjoy the power they are paying for? Now, proposing a tariff hike on this electricity, is it a welcome development? So that is what we are considering this morning. 0803-437-9453 and 05-032-0226.
That one is on 5 FM. It's now 26 minutes past 8. Here comes another caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you for joining us, Alaji.
Alaji Temitope, that's my name.
Glad to have you, sir.
I think the right step. This economy cannot bring any subsidy. So let the when we are saying the what's so called government business, that's it. When you do that, then you know that is the private people will come in, do the normal thing, the finance on it. You can't say if the government have 150 out of 300% in this what's so called generating and centralize it. You cannot gain anything. You can't bring any employment for the people. You can't bring progress to the country. That's the point. So that's the way to go. As a result, that is where the investors, all that private investors will invest on it. And I want you all to understand that government should not be the entire employer of labor. It is private people that will be the entire employer of labor. Government just will bring policy and regulation. Point. Regulation. If you want to have anything in business, not more than 10 or 20%. If you not more than 10 or 20%, just someone to work, work the state, the local and everything, not more than 10 or 20%. So it is what you are not producing enough. And you need the electricity you are talking. It's a capital intensive something. That point. Thank you.
But Alaji, do you think Nigerians will be able to cope? Okay. 003-437-9453 and 025-032-0226. Do you think Nigerians can cope with this new tariff increase that has been proposed? Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Ayola.
I would like to say from Jebu.
Thank you for joining us, sir.
Increase in electricity tariff.
Yeah, it's still a proposal, anyways.
Pardon?
It's a proposal, anyways.
The proposal, if it comes to practice, it will inhibit production, and production is at its low end in Nigeria. So it shouldn't be increased now. Thank you.
Thank you so much. But do you think Nigerians will be able to cope with the situation at hand? You as a person, can you cope with this increase?
I can't. I don't like it.
Thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
0803-437-9453 and 0815-032-0226 for Temitope. Can we add this to it?
Yes.
For any caller now, we need to ask, how do you enjoy the electricity
in your area?
Like,
yes.
How many hours averagely per day do you enjoy?
Yeah.
Before we now talk, before we now ask the question based on the proposed electricity hike.
Very early this morning, during our Yoruba segment program, that is Atokai Wearing, where the headlines of stories making it to the pages of the newspapers were right this morning. I could see that most of those people that called to comment were basically talking about the proposed increase. And then some of them would always say, some of them said that this increase, the lights, they are not even given the services. The services they are not enjoying. So now they're proposing to increase it again. That's of what effect would it be? Rather than being a positive effect, it's going to be burden to some. You understand? While some people calling right now are equally saying that maybe the proposed increase will give room for more power to be generated and distributed in our dear country, Nigeria. So let us wait and see what other callers will say this lovely morning on 0803-437-9453 and 0815-032-0226. Yes. That's very, very sad. Okay, 90.5 FM OGPC. We have our resource person joining us this lovely morning to shed more light on what we're talking about the proposed increase in the tariff of electricity. And we have been joined this morning by Mr. Ola and Marshall.
Good morning, Mr. Ola.
Good morning. And some other people at the background.
Thank you sincerely for joining us this morning.
It's been with you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. And we're indeed on board to have you join us this morning.
That's very good.
Now let us set the ball rolling. That how did you receive this information from the authorities that there's going to be another proposal for the increase in electricity tariff? What do you think? Do you think it's a welcome development, or how do you receive that information?
I don't think an average Nigerian will see it as a massive development, as it were, given the uh, lots of predicaments and challenges that we are being faced on daily basis. And when we, I mean the average Nigerians. I don't mean the noble rich, I don't mean the political class, political class. I mean the ordinary working class, those who are below the poverty level, so to say, the struggling middle class, the industrialists, perhaps, the entrepreneurs, the factories, those who are utterly dependent on public power supply, out of which they have to maintain a kind of equilibrium in their cost of production, for which if they are unable to, it will add more. It will have to go private in the sourcing of their energy requirement for production. Then they will have to add more to the ultimate consumers
Burden.
bearing the cost of such an additional expense. In essence, what we are saying, because in consumerism, it's about an increase in the cost. So now, behind such a contemplation increment for the consumers ultimately, that I think will not be so welcome average consumer of power supply in this country as compounded by some other variables in that.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Ola. Now, the tariff hike includes the rising cost of gas for power generation as well as the devaluation of our naira. Now, what's your take on this? Could this be the major reason why this proposal is coming out at this time of the day in Nigeria?
You see, it is a question of which comes first, the chicken or the egg. You see, it's to say you want to throw money at everything. This is a business. It's a public utility. And as far as consumerism is concerned, like I said, you need value for money.
Yeah.
If you want to do an increase, and this is public utility, which has been semi-privatized, if I should use that word, it's not fully privatized. You need to provide the materials, the items first. How you source your money away from the final consumers is not the final consumer's headache. Whether you are going to source it from the banks, from grants, from wherever you get it, or you want to put your shares in public domain to be purchased for you to improve and increase your capacity to produce. You know, somebody selling the paper, for instance, permit me to use that, will not come to the go slow to ask you, come and pay this for you to get the paper or regular supply. No. It is for the suppliers of the electricity to do the needful through the generation, through the transmission, or through distribution to the final consumers before they can now ask you that based on the value inherent in what you are consuming, you will have to increase and will have gotten the approval of National Electricity Regulation Commission to do so, irrespective of what the power of the naira is saying locally or internationally. Based on our cost of production, which we have established and we are now giving you good supply, You are now subject to this payment as approved by the regulatory agency. You don't put the cart before the horse. You don't ask me to pay to affect your company. What is my benefit at the end of the day? What we are saying is that you provide electricity fund. I cannot remember when last I got electricity in my residence. I saw it flash. The day before yesterday in the night, about 12 midnight one. I saw it yesterday as well, and that was it for weeks, if not months. The transformer is functional. There's nothing wrong with the transmission line. So cables, but the failure to supply. And this thing is eating more and more into the pulses of the average Nigeria. How do you explain it? You have to fail to contend with the issue of fuel subsidy removal. Look, let's put it straight to ourselves. It is not a crime. It's not local. It's not localized. The universal concept. It is not a crime to subsidize things in any country. Not even in a country where we have this thing, a reckless abandonment, but we failed to harmonize, to harness our given natural opportunities and resources by those who have been superintending over us and those who are making the economy practically. Yes, we are not in a socialist economy. We are in a mixed economy, and the welfare of the citizens should paramount all the minds of those who are governing us. But where we are subjected to the mouths of the lions, given the opportunity to exploit our inferior, and there's like this, the world we want to consume will continue unabated. There's virtually nothing we can do as of today to make sure we checkmate that tariff increase that is imminent. It may not be as much as projected, but there will surely be something that will come up. It is not new. We've seen the issue of fuel subsidy. We've seen that of the telecoms. Electricity is coming on board. The inflationary trend in terms of food security is still plus minus 40%. And we are still battling with it. We have to go from here. That is the question. Maybe you will have an answer that.
Okay, now, Mr. Ola Adam Marshall, as a consumer protection advocate and an entrepreneur, what would be your advice to stakeholders and consumers at large? Then what would be their fate, even at the moment that they're proposing another increase this time around? Going to the fact that what we experienced last year, 12 grid collapses, different occasions like that. So what would be their fate and what would be your advice to them as a professional?
It's quite unfortunate. The average consumers are helpless, as it were, because the powers that be are not willing to let go. This is a country, but maybe this is the only country I know. I don't know of some others that are in this kind of potential. I've been to some countries of the world where you sold a public utility to individuals, and you still have to be kind of giving them subvention or backing them up financially. How do you justify the logic? That presupposes that the lions are there and we are helplessly at their mercy. As it was, the final consumers will be at the front. You are saying you gave somebody an game, and maybe some of us are on band C, band Z, A, B, C to Z. That is band 0. At the end of the day, even those on band A, despite the fact that they are going to get the supply, are being shylockly overcharged. Thousands at the end of the month. Maybe it will be millions if you are an industrialist. How do you increase the industrial capacity? How do you increase the production capacity of the country? We have been saying it over and over and over that we are too overly consuming in this economy. That is the consuming economy. We bring in everything we consume. And it's affecting our foreign exchange. It's managed. At the end of the day, we cannot increase our production capacity, our productivity. It's not as if Nigerians are busy or the Nigerian industrialists or entrepreneurs are busy. Where they don't have to wear with us. It's not just a matter of throwing money at everything, like I said, I've been issued by the government. What have you done to improve the capacity of the generation? To improve the capacity of transmission, the old power grid has been collapsing. I think in 2004 it collapsed not less than 6 times. Or is it 12 times?
12 times.
12 times in 2024. 12 times in 2024.
How many times?
12.
12.
No. 12 times, perhaps. Maybe that means on monthly basis the power grid collapsed. It collapsed throughout 2004. And nobody has been able to explain it effectively. But we know that transmission lines are old, and they are as old as Nigeria. We have not done much about the transmission. It's not enough to say you want to generate. When you generate and you are able to transmit, it's like you are doing nothing. And your electricity cannot be built. The final consumer will be groaning for this productivity. Not only is the disaster level, even at home front. You said the other time that government cannot be the employer of people for everybody, which is true. But when you don't have this electricity, don't assume the electricity is just only for those who are using it, the hairdresser, the electrician, the organizer, or whatever. Even farmers need electricity. You might not tell you that. Because it's not enough for you to produce on your farms. You want to do storage. And sometimes you want to do some cottage industries. You have to preserve some other items through electricity, particularly those who are cables. But here we just assume that once you cultivate the land, you have acres of land, you have produce coming out, and that is the end of it. That's why you see so many things rotting. The oranges, the tomatoes, you know, vegetables can be packed in cartons, small packs, and frozen to be sold in future days, as long as they are not expired. Do you know that you can turn your oranges that you have harvested into something like orange juices in the cottage industry not far from the farm? All these things require electricity. This Awobanjo said that he got developed something that gives production capacity, productivity in the country that is serious about it. But here we are today. What do you think the final consumers will feel? The prices of such products will go up. Already, we have challenges with the food security. Just moving away from the marauders. That's the primary challenge for the farmers. What about the ultimate multiplier effect of what you have produced on your farm? The cost of those things will be higher by the time it gets to the final consumers. Don't forget about the first subsidy removal. It's not a guy, like I said, in any part of the world to subsidize. Don't assume that the government has no business in business. That means that everything has to just be in the hands of China or any other country. Everything just go the way it wants to go. No, they have to be quite extreme regulations to reduce the pressures on those who are producing and to alleviate the problems of the final consumers. Unfortunately, in Nigeria of today, the food inflation is have to do their bit. The government will do their bit, no doubt. The productivity has to come in. Before you can now say it will reduce the cost of living for an average in Nigeria in terms of consumption. How do you determine how much a transporter will bring produce from the farm when the first subsidy has been removed? Because that removal alone has run an average individual in Nigeria today under the carpet. Almost.
Okay.
Farmers, if you don't know how to engage the transporters, and the cost of fueling has gone up, it will be added to the final cost. The electricity that will be used by those who will produce these things, even the ordinary factory you are using to produce garri, they will take it to Dhaka. We call it locally Jaka.
Jaka,
So
yes.
use diesel to power their machine to do these things if they have to use that method. There are so many things the final consumer will have to bear because of these variables. The fuel increase, the tariff increase for electricity, and so on and on.
Okay, now, Mr. Animashaw, let us take. Okay, now let us take a look at your role as an advocate in this area. What have you been able to do? And then the organization that you belong to, what have they been able to do to ensure that Nigerians do not feel this heat too much? Or what are those people even standing in gap for them to speak on their behalf at the top?
Look, my dear wonderful brothers, the role of consumer protection advocacy initiative at Awobanjo is to do what? Advocate. You sensitize the consumers. Let them know their rights and the expectations of people selling things to them, not only material things, but services, including the banking sector, telecoms, electricity like as it is, and maybe water supply and other variables, apart from consumables like food items or the other utilities, plumbing materials and everything. You want to have value for money. So people must give you the new products. They must give you information as to what is going on with the products or services you want to use. You must have the right to challenge them in the courts of law to say, you have shortchanged me. I am not. Are you getting me?
Yes, we're with you.
So these are the issues that the advocacy requires. And you have to do this on the continuous basis, sensitizing the people. We have been to ODPC before, we bought slots there before. And I think the 3 episode, if I'm not mistaken, 3 months. This is hard-earned money. It's not a sponsorship from government. Trying to tell the people, these are your rights under the law.
Thank you very much, sir.
And we are doing this. Hello?
Yes, we're with you as we.
Doing this on the kind of opportunity for you. We have challenges all over. And wait for you. But most often, Nigerians also, we are the ones of our own enemies.
Thank you so much, sir.
An opportunity, most of us don't take advantage of it. And we are hoping now that with an opportunity opening up at the state government level, and the bill of consumer protection that we have been able to push in conjunction with this wonderful minority leader.
Thank you so much, sir.
Hello?
We are with you, sir. Please just wrap up so that we can. Thank you so much, sir.
Who helped to push the bill. The bill has passed all the stages. It's now waiting for the consent of the governor. We hope that one will be done on time, and there will be an agency to be created for such a purpose, where people will have an added advantage of going there to lodge or to put their complaints on board to be taken care of in terms of consumerism. These are moves that the CPA have gone into, and we hope at the end of the day we'll continue to do the best and the needful for the citizen.
Very much, Mr. Ola. Mr. Ola, thank you so much. Now let's take your general advice to every consumers, actually consumers right now with this proposed tariff hike.
Just in 20 seconds because of our time, the time is fast spent, sir.
Yeah, sorry. I hope the government will not go the whole hog. Do what you're supposed to do first before increasing the tariff. But we are helpless as it were. If it has to be done, please don't let it be a controlled increase. Let's have a variable increase that Nigerians will be able to contend with. And the most important thing, supply, provide the electricity. Provide the electricity. Don't bring the tariff and you tell me later that you still have to pay more, we still have to increase it for us to improve on the services we are giving to you. The consumers are groaning so many problems for average consumer.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you. Mr. Ola Animashaw is a social commentator and a public affairs analyst. Thank you so much for your time. And we must, at this point, wrap up the conversation this lovely morning. And special thanks to the transition crew, the production crew this morning.
Many thanks to the editors and the newsroom, Elizabeth Koporigi, assisted by BC Musavi. Not forgetting the woman behind the ICT, who is allowing you to watch us live on our Facebook and our YouTube page for